expired expert. The goal here today is that you should be able to walk away with a few things that you can take and implement right now in order to get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 expired listings every year if that's what you want to do. And myself and Elle have done this a lot. We've actually competed against, I've taken listings from her.
Yeah.
She has taken listings from me.
Yeah.
One in Makakilo I specifically remember. I think we sold that. That's okay. And so I've asked her to join and share this with everybody. So Elle, give me a really high level, why did you start calling expires? And what was your thought process around it?
Oh, okay. Thank you, Devin, for the question. So why did I start? Because I was calling all kinds of like visible,
Okay.
suppliers. I even called from the Yellow Pages back in 1990, 2000, right? Early 2000. So I found out it's all numbers game, and the best result is after I started to call expires. So expires are very fast fruits. So if you don't have much patience like me, better do expires because you get the business right away. You don't have to keep falling up for months, weeks, like get sales. So it's like instant results. And usually expires, they are very motivated. And you don't need to worry about, oh, I haven't thought about selling my house or things like that. And the results are phenomenal.
So tell us, when you say phenomenal, like what does that mean? What is phenomenal to you?
Like if just religious call expire every day, you don't need to do 3 hours. Just do 30 minutes, an hour. Seriously, you can, I mean, that's back old days. Now it's a lot, now expires. And so it's very fast, and it's costs nothing because you talk on the phone. You're not going to pay ads, right? So it's free. It's free business.
Okay. So tell us what your schedule looks like then.
I started to call about 8:30, 8:40. I'm always the second one call. So don't worry if you're not the first one because it might be the one that maybe I get the listing, right? So, but you need to improve your skills. You have very good skills in order to get sellers to talk with you. So I start from 8:30. By the 9:30 or 10, I'm pretty much done with the expired. If you're not allowed to call, then I set appointments. I go appointments in the afternoon. Yeah, that's my. Then I call the rest for something else.
Okay, so it sounds like you start from around 8:30 to 9:30, 8:30 to 10.
Yeah.
That's an hour and a half of active lead generation, reaching out to people, making contacts. You said it's a numbers game. And when you call them, like pretend I'm a seller, what do you say? Like how does that go?
I just call, hey, hi, my name is Elle, I'm a realtor.
Oh, hi Elle. Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, I saw your house is off the market. Just wondering if you still plan to sell it.
We actually decided we're no longer going to sell.
Oh, it is no longer to sell, so
Yeah.
because it didn't sell or something changed?
Well, we just felt like our agent wasn't doing a very good job. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So if you have so, where will you go?
Well, we have family in Las Vegas, and we want to go there.
Oh, that's exciting. How soon would you like to be there?
Well, we actually already moved to Vegas. Yeah.
Oh, so you're already playing jackpot. To sell your house.
That's right.
And how did you happen to hire the last agent you had?
Well, we're getting mailers from her for a couple of years, and we just decided to give her a call and give her a shot. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, give her a shot. So what did she do you like the best?
Well, there wasn't much.
Oh, wasn't much. What do we expect from the next agent you work with?
That's a good question. We haven't really put any thought into it.
But you haven't thought about it. I would like to apply for the job of selling your home.
Oh.
Yeah, when would be a good time for us to meet so we can talk about selling house fast?
Well, it'd be a little hard now since we're off island. But yeah, I'm available to talk. Yeah.
Okay, when is a good time we can do Zoom or FaceTime live?
Okay. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we can do it. I'll be free later tonight.
Okay, sounds good. How about 6 p.m. your time tonight? Or 7 is better?
7's better, let's do 7.
Okay, 7 sounds good. What's your email address? I can send you a Zoom link.
It's Devin is the best.
Okay, Devin is the best. Okay, I talk to you at 6 p.m. tonight.
Okay, thank you, Al.
You're welcome.
Okay, so let's unpack that. There's a lot there. Does every single call go like that?
No.
So what are some responses that, like a good call will go like that. If you make enough calls, it will sound like that eventually. But what is some things that happen along the way? What are some things that I might interject?
Oh, you said I don't sell anymore.
I'm not selling. I'm done with it. I'm keeping it forever. I'm gonna die here.
Yeah, and the most number one common rejection is I rented out.
Yeah, you get that one a lot.
That one a lot, yeah.
Okay.
So you have to know how to handle it.
Okay, so you've got the objection. Let's go through some of those. So you've got the rental objection.
Yeah.
What are some not selling objection? Let's hear from the audience. What are some other things that they might say during this initial expired phone call? Can't get the price they want. Yeah, that's a big one. What else? There's only like 5 or 6. There's one really big one you're going to hear more than anything else, which is I am staying with
Same agent.
Same agent.
Yes.
You got same agent, or the agent's my brother, mother, sister, whatever. You get that sometimes. Okay, what's one more thing they might say? Like what else? Rented, not selling, pricing, same agent. They might just say, I don't want to talk to you. And they don't ghost you, but they just hang up. So every single one of these have a response, a pattern, something you do to invoke to get to the next stage. So did anybody notice one thing that Elle did really well on that call? What was her main focus of the call? The number one thing she was trying to achieve?
Get hired.
Get an appointment, yeah. Now did she do any selling as to why you should hire me? Not once. Did she say, I'm the greatest agent because of this? No, not at all. All she said was, I would like to apply for the job, so she did what? She made her intentions clear, and then she asked for a possibility of a meeting. When I said I was out of state, then she said, hey, maybe we could do a Zoom. A lot of mistakes agents make is they get on the phone, and I'm going to do a bad phone call right now, so ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Al?
Yes.
Hi, Al. My name is Devin Trine. I'm a local realtor here in Makakilo. I just saw your Banana Street came off the market. Is that still for sale?
Oh, I thought it was still in the market.
No. You will hear that sometimes, actually. No. It came off. I saw it expire this morning.
Oh,
Yeah.
what does it mean?
Well, I'm actually calling to find out if I could interview for the job of selling that for you again.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd like to tell you about just how great we are, and we do all this staging, and we do all this marketing, and I saw the listing before, and I think we could do a better job in selling it for you. Do you think I could set up a time to meet and show you how amazing we are at this?
Oh, we work for free?
Maybe. Yeah.
It sounds good.
They don't say that. Yeah. So what you don't want to do is don't just tell them how great you are because they don't care. They don't give a shit at all, anything about you, until you prove that you can handle the right things. So my calls that I make to Elle are slightly different, or to expireds are slightly different. We role play with me.
Okay.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Elle?
Yes.
Hi, Elle. This is Devin. I'm a realtor here in Makakilo. I saw your Banana Street came off. I was hoping to see, did that sell already, or is that still for sale?
Oh, no, it's not selling.
No, not selling. Oh no, what happened?
Just we got local offers. I didn't like it.
Oh, yeah, no, that's ridiculous. Especially a house like this, the 4 bedrooms, the 2 bath, those don't come up all the time here in Makakilo.
Right.
So very first part of that call, what are some things you guys noticed? What did I do? Come on.
Ask for your email.
That's true, yeah, that's true, yeah. Okay, let's talk about first thing, what was my tone? Was I, hi, this is Devin Trine, I'm a real estate agent. It was almost like, do I have the wrong number? Hi, is this Elle? Because when a salesperson calls you and they go, hey, is this Giovanni? Immediately you're like, yeah? Who is this? You want to know more, and it's eliciting a response. And then I'm very clear about why I'm calling. Your property here, not over, not on this area, not in Kailua, here in Kailua. Big difference in choice of words. Did that sell, or would it still be for sale? Now, what are the two options I'm giving them? Did it sell? I know it didn't sell. And then the second option is it for sale? Do you notice none of those options are you not selling it at all? And so when she tells me it didn't sell because of price, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to affirm her belief. She believes it's worth more than it is, possibly. Sorry. She believes it's worth more, so I'm going to agree with her. I'm going to find an area of commonality. I'm going to say, yeah. And then I'm not going to just say, you're right, Al, that house is worth more. I'm going to find something that I know she believes that she hasn't told me. For example, if I know that if it's in Kailua, I'm going to say something like, yeah, I mean, especially in an area like this, if the house is really crappy, I'm going to talk about the lifestyle of Kailua. If the house is really amazing, I'm going to talk about how this house is so much better than all the other homes in Kailua, and you're not going to find anything else like this. Find something that you know they think, and tell them what they think. And they're going to be like, wow, Elle thinks like I think. And then they're going to be like, okay, like they're going to be willing to give you a chance. You haven't won the listing, so you're going to tell me, go ahead and say the same thing, which is we got local offers.
Yeah, we're gonna cut off local offers.
Oh, that's frustrating. Yeah, was that like 10,000, 100,000 under? What happened?
100,000.
Holy wow.
Yeah.
Why? What did your previous agent say?
I think interest rates are higher now. People cannot afford to buy one house, bigger houses.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but there was still, especially with 4-bedroom, there's no other 4-bedrooms on the market. You're right down the road from the park, and you're only halfway up the hill, so it's not like you're far. Did you have any other good feedback or no other good offers?
Oh yeah, people all love the house.
Yeah.
They like the, how big the living room is, how nice the floor plan is.
Yes.
Yeah, they just don't have money.
Okay, got it. And so if you sold this house, where were you moving to?
Moved to Las Vegas.
Oh, that's exciting. Okay, when moved you there?
Actually yesterday.
Oh, you moved there yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay. And what are your plans with the house? Are you going to rent it out, keep it, try and sell it again?
Oh, I'm going to rent it out.
Okay. Do you have a tenant already?
Oh no, I'm going to interview some renters.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Well, Elle, I'm going to be up the road a little bit later today. I actually sell a lot of homes here in Makakilo. Would you be open to having me look at it and see if this is something I could sell for you for your price?
Oh, sure.
So I didn't say, will you list with me? I just said, hey, would you be open to this idea? Okay, is it possible if I send you my contact information, could I take a look at it?
Sure, you can call my agent. He has a lockbox.
The previous agent, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Do you still have a lockbox on the house, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know the code? Could I stop over?
I can ask.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I'm going to text you my info just so you know who I am, okay? Just so you have my number. You can Google me if you want.
Okay.
Because there is a little bit of concern letting somebody into a house that you just met on a phone call, but 90% of people aren't worried about it. They don't care. So the number one goal now, notice, is I'm not trying to get a listing. I'm just saying, hey, can we talk about this? And another line, so for example, tell me, no, I think we're just going to rent it out.
Oh yeah, we're just going to rent it out and wait for the market getting better next year.
Yeah, it could. Well, Elle, before you do that, just because I know this area so well, could I run some numbers on it and tell you what I could sell it for?
Oh, sure.
Okay, well, I'll stop over later today, take a look, just because I do have to see the inside first. And then how about I email you that tonight?
Okay, sure.
Okay. So all I'm doing is, I'm looking for the opportunity, I'm going to get my foot in the door. Whenever they're out of state, the number one golden rule is just take a look inside. Literally go there, and it's going to offer you a chance to add value. So the way that works is you need to prove that you are better than the last agent. And so when you go in, for example, let's say in this scenario, she's off island. I schedule a time and she goes, sure, you can take a look at it. So the first thing I'm going to do, because I know that the previous agent probably didn't do a very good job, as soon as I'm on my way, I'm going to text them. I'm going to say, Ivalani, just so you know, I'm on my way to the home. I'll let you know when I open up the door and I'm in. So I'm gonna text her when I'm on the way, I'm gonna text her when I get in there, then I'm gonna text her something nice. Hey, love it, I didn't realize the views were so great, I'm gonna do this. Or I'm going to say, I didn't realize your yard was so amazing. I'm gonna find one characteristic of the home that I think they like and I like, and I'm going to boast about it to them. Because if you're not sold on the house, they're not gonna hire you. You have to love their house. You have to love everything about it. And when they hire you, and you come in, and let's say there's 2 agents and they're interviewing, and the first agent goes, yeah, okay, this is really nice, I like the bedrooms, oh, you did a good job. And the other agent walks in and they're impressed. They're like, wow, you did a great job painting this. And they're like, oh, thank you, yeah, my wife and I did it, we're novice. They're like, yeah, and these ceiling fixtures, who chose this? Did you guys put these in? Well, we chose them, but we had the contractor do it. And now you start finding all of these things that you love about the home. And now what do the sellers think? They're like, wow, you're really impressed with this house. I want somebody that loves the home as much as I do. And so now first I'm going to text them when I'm on the way. I'm going to message them and give them a compliment. After I'm locking up, I'm going to lock up the doors, lock the windows. I might even take a video if they haven't been here in a while. I might say, hey David, I know you haven't been here in a while. Here's what it looks like on the inside. Still looks great. And then I'm going to text them and say, by the way, doors are locked, windows are locked, lights are off. Lockbox is back with the same code, just so you know it's there. Now what you're doing is you're building trust, and you're proving that you do the things you say you're going to do. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's very good. That's more advanced.
Okay, so let's get into a little bit more details. Let's pretend that we're all newer agents. We want to reach out to expireds and make this a core part of our business. So the first thing that you guys will do is you're going to need data. So I use Vulcan 7, but other options are RedX, Mojo, LandVoice. LandVoice?
Yeah, that voice.
LandVoice. Arch Agent.
Yeah, Arch Agent.
Am I missing anything?
I think you got the best.
Which one do you use?
Vulcan.
Vulcan. Yeah, that's what we use too. So this one's a little bit more. This one's 300. I want to say RedX is about the same. Mojo you could probably get by about 200.
$59.
$59? Okay.
Very cheap.
What do I do? Okay. So you're going to need a source of data. Now, has anybody ever used a power dialer? Raise your hand if you have. 2 or 3. Great. Who knows what a power dialer is? Okay. What is a power dialer, El?
Power dial means you don't need to touch the phone, the keypad. You just dial from the computer, then automatically dial every number you want. So you don't need to lift the finger to push it away.
It's for lazy agents.
Yes.
Yes. We're all lazy agents. That's okay. And so what it will do is, let's say you have a list of 100 names and numbers. And you might even have 100 names and like 400 numbers, because everybody might have a couple numbers. What the power dialer will do is it'll call the first person. If they don't answer, it'll automatically goes to the next. And then next. There's even some like Mojo, which will literally dial 3 people at one time. It will dial 3 people, and then if one person picks up, that's who you talk to. If 2 people pick up at the same time, the second person hears a pre-recorded message that says, hello, I can't hear you, I'll call you right back. And then when you hang up the phone with them, it dials them again. So there's a lot of ways to build contacts. Now, in my Mojo, before I canceled it, because I don't make expired calls anymore, I had, I want to say, around 80,000 dials, outbound calls in my Mojo account over 5 or 6 years. And I had an 8% pickup rate. I don't know if yours is pretty similar. So, is there a date script in here? What do we got? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pair off. You guys can do 2, 2, 2, and we're all going to go through, and we're going to go through this very first page, expired call scripts, and you guys are going to try and do it. Here we go. Let's do it. Really good point from Ivalani here. She doesn't want, she doesn't want to feel like she's being pushy. Does anybody ever feel like that? You don't want to be a pushy salesperson. So what are your guys' thoughts on that? I guess it makes sense. I agree. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, actually, nobody like somebody is pushing, actually.
Yeah. Nobody wants to be
It's just common sense. Yeah.
But
So-
I think sometimes too, like everybody's pushy is a different level. You know, like when sometimes it can be kind of subtle. But for me, I'm like, I already told you no. Why do you keep going on? You know, like, for example, like I always get calls from my website. They want to put it to where Google can, you know, all these searches and everything. And I'm like, no, I'm good. You know, I don't need anything right now, but thank you for calling. And then they keep going, and I'm like, okay, I said thank you for calling. Don't call me again.
Yeah.
And then I block.
That's how you get blocked, yeah. So the difference between pushy and effective is a very fine line. Very fine. And the difference between which side you are on is what? What do you think, Ian? Yeah. Specifically just your skills. Your skill to take an objection from a no and turn it into a yes or a maybe is the difference between being pushy and effective. Now I've listed, I don't know, maybe 100 listings where they told me, like immediately, no, and then they told me again no, and then they told me again no. Yet, I did it without being pushy by asking good questions, adding value, and handling good objections. So for example, what's something that a pushy salesperson might say? Or what does it mean to sound pushy? Let's really identify that first. What do you think, Giovanni?
Listening just now. I can do a good job. Let me listen for you and see.
Okay, yeah, like very direct. And I wouldn't say, I think pushy is, you can't be pushy by asking the question one time. I think it's impossible. But you can be pushy by asking the same question after they've already said no. It's also the same way when I role play with newer agents, sometimes they'll get the appointment and then they'll ask for the appointment again. I'm like, whoa, you already got it. Like, it's good. You don't have to ask for it a second time. So pushy just means that you're asking the same question twice, or you're not doing a very good job at it. So Ivalani, go ahead and just like role play this out with me. And say, you know, Devin, we're really good with the agent that we have.
You know, Devin, we're really good with the agent that we have.
Okay. Now, a pushy salesperson might say, well, you know, Ivalani, we're the best at this, we do really well, and I just want to show you how we're doing so good. And it's like, you know, that's okay. It's like, okay, now it's a little pushy, so say no. No, that's okay. No, thank you. And then I say, but you know, I've done this 100 times, blah, blah, blah. Could I just come over and see the property? No. And then it's like, no. As opposed to saying, you know, I've got a really good agent. And then what if I just said, totally understand, respect that, and I love it too. Could I do this? Could I just maybe do some numbers on what we could do differently and just drop it off? You don't have to meet me, you don't have to let me in. And just take a look at it. And all it is a second opinion. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Was that pushy? Was that asking for the business? Not really, but was that taking the next step? Was that getting just a little bit in the door? And so, don't be pushy. Be effective. Have good skills. Have good value. Now, as a seller, What are some things, L, that, pretend you're just a seller who you're frustrated, you're upset. What are some things that you feel like an agent could do to add value to you as a seller? Other than just like sell the property.
Well, say, what's your marketing plan?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. That's very common for expired sellers. Say, oh, my other agent have no plans. So what's your marketing plan?
What's your marketing plan?
Yeah.
Do you offer staging? Do you offer photography? Is it included? Do you offer cleaning? Like, what are all these things? Are you going to farm and door knock the neighborhood? All of these things just need to be communicated. And that's why we get the listing appointment first. And then we communicate all of these things effectively. We just figure out how to add value, go above and beyond. That's why you go through and you text them when you're on the way. Do all these things to just prove that you're a true professional. I want to hear just some feedback on people. We're going to wrap this up in about 5-10 minutes here. What are some concerns, some maybe limiting beliefs, fears that you guys have around expireds and calling? Here.
It's like grossly overpriced.
Grossly overpriced. That's a good one. We're going to write that down. We're going to come back to that. I really like that. What was that, Jim?
Never calls expires.
Okay. Yeah, so just maybe the fear of starting the first time?
So there's that.
Are you afraid? What do you guys think?
What about what I mentioned earlier, Lisa, what's different about you?
What's different about you? That's a great objection. And you're going to get this objection from two different reasons. The very first reason is they are just looking, they're frustrated, they're upset, they're sassy. They're just kind of looking to argue a little bit. Well, what's so different about you?
Once you find out.
Which has my favorite response.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's a very good response. The second reason they're going to ask you that is because they genuinely want to know. Hey, Al, I've gotten a lot of calls today. Like, could you just break it down for me? What's so different about you compared to other agents?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Want the answer?
Yeah, that's a good. My favorite line for that is, does anybody know it? Come on.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, what is it?
So is there
Yeah, it's what's so different about you? That's exactly why we should get together. What? I can stop by today and I will show you everything. So instead of answering it on the phone, you answer it in person. When you kind of force them to give you the time of day. Here asked what if it's grossly overpriced? Are there expireds that don't sell because they're so overpriced? 100%. I would bet that the majority of expireds are overpriced. So now, the question is, what do you do with them? What do you guys think? What do you do? Like, let's say Elle is listing her property and she says, Devin, I call her, and you say, give me just an outrageous number.
Like $2.5 million.
$2.5 million, got it. Okay, so we are in Macaulay, it's a 2-bedroom apartment. Got it, okay. Okay, we're off to a great start now. Okay, what do you guys do? What would you do? What do you think?
I would probably, get comps and stuff, the data.
Yeah. I mean, really, this is truly just a form of improper education 9 out of 10 times. Sometimes you get people who say, Devin, I know it's overpriced and I want to sell it for a reasonable price. But typically, if you educate them and you do a killer marketing and listing presentation, you can get people within range. I've listed a lot of properties that I knew they weren't going to sell at the listing price, and I tell them. And then it'll sell. I mean, a lot of expires, right?
Yeah.
You'll have to do price adjustments. It happens. There's nothing wrong with it. Remember, it's their property, not ours. They control the price. Okay. Give me one or two more just kind of fears or limiting beliefs around expires. What do you guys think?
They're concerned about paying commission.
And commission. Okay. So meaning like, how do you answer that? Yeah. So let's say you find an expired, and you said, Devin, I only want an agent that will do it for 2%. What do you guys think is a good response for that? Because remember, objections are handled when? At the listing presentation. We are not handling it, we're not going over pricing, we're not going over objections, we're not going over commission over the phone. We're just getting the appointment. Hey, we're just gonna get in the foot door. So when you tell me, I only want an agent that'll do it for 2%, I just say, oh, that's really generous. Got it, good enough, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah. And then I will address it at the appointment. Hey, you mentioned 2%. Walk me more through that. Where did that number come from? Fill me in, please. And come in from a place of curiosity and not just, oh, she's only going to pay 2%. She's cheap. She says, no. Like, just slow it down. Meet her at the appointment. Have her educate you. And it's like, what do you have better to do than go on a listing appointment anyway? It's like, do you really have anything more important than going on something that's going to make you a $10,000 to $30,000 paycheck? Probably not. Did I miss anything else?
No, you didn't, you're good. Yeah. Well, especially if you don't have any listings or you only have one listing, better just go to listing appointments, you know?
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, even if it's an overpriced listing, better than nothing, right?
So we covered some really good objections. We covered some initial dials. Everybody should be able to call today, literally make an expired call, and it will be hard and uncomfortable and difficult, and you don't know the saying, you'll probably fumble your words. My very first expired call, this is how it sounded. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hi, Giovanni?
Yes.
You have a house on Banana Street.
That's all.
But that was my first expired call. I didn't know what to say. I was like, oh. They were just like calling. I was like, okay. Yeah, learn through failure instead of learn through nothing.
Do you, just curious, do you recommend as soon as it comes off the market, call it immediately, or do you wait a little bit?
On right away. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you can be the first, would you agree with this? There's a
Oh, yeah.
huge advantage to being the very first caller.
Oh, yeah.
Huge. Huge.
It is, because you have no competition. Wait for Devin to call, you're done.
Oh, right.
I don't know about that. No. Everybody has a different flavor and style, and when you meet with clients, I don't get every listing appointment. If you get every listing appointment, you're not going on enough listing appointments. I meet with a ton of sellers who they just say, Devin, you're probably not our guy. I walk in and sometimes I know. For example, my number conversions in Kapolei, Eva Beach, Makakilo, oh, I crush those neighborhoods of expireds. Like, if I go in that neighborhood, I will get it every single time. I just know it.
So what's the reason? Share.
My assumption is it's a demographic that more relates to me.
You mean they're younger?
They're white.
Yeah. That's very true.
Whereas when I go to Mililani and I get an old Asian dad,
Yeah.
he doesn't trust me at all. And like, I try, I go on the appointments, but I've sold 3 expireds in Mililani maybe 4,
Yeah.
and probably like 200 in Eva Beach.
I think I totally agree because I'm an Asian, I'm Chinese. I really connect very well with Chinese, Japanese, Korean.
Yeah.
My white people is you have accent. They don't say it sometimes they're nice. But on the phone they will say them tell me, where are you from?
yeah. So you would probably just do way better at Mililani than I would.
I saw a lot of you know.
Yeah, there you go. So I'm not saying that should ever deter your decision of where you work, but it's something to be aware of, and it's good to know. Yeah.
Oh, one question for you. A lot of expired numbers are not correct numbers. You say their name, Giovanni, but what if not Giovanni at all?
Yeah.
What will you do?
Yeah. That's a great question. So you're going to call, we've already established 8% of the people you call are going to be the right name, the right person, the right number. That means 92% of the numbers, most of them, aren't going to be right. And you're going to get a hold of some people that answer the phone, and let's say I'm calling for a John Baker, and go ahead and answer.
Hello?
I'm pretty sure I didn't get a hold of John Baker. Immediately, I'm like, okay, I know I didn't get, and I don't think I got any of his relatives, but I'm going to try it. Like, oh, I might have the wrong number. Is John there?
No, yeah, I think you have one number, click.
Oh. So if she would have given me a chance to talk, I would have been like, oh, that's so funny. I was looking for the owner of 123 Banana Street. Is that your house?
No, it's not mine.
Oh, okay. You don't live here in Ocean Point, do you?
No, I wish I had a house there.
Ah, okay, well, if she said, I wish I had a house, then I would be like, oh, well, you know what's strange is I'm a real estate agent. I actually talk to a lot of homeowners. Have you ever thought about buying a place?
Yeah, sure.
And then I'll take it from there, go through kind of a buyer consult, ask questions, do the thing. So give me, I want to hear one or two ahas. Or go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask if you have any messages.
Absolutely, every single time. Yeah.
Okay.
The more they see your face, the more they hear your voice, the more, just the more. You do have to have a lot of touches with these expireds. And here's like the one thing, the secret sauce of this that I will leave everybody with, is this. You're not going to get the listing appointment on the first call, or you're not going to get a listing on making one call. You're not going to get the appointment on probably the third or fourth call. But if you call somebody and leave them a voicemail, and then you reach out again, and then you send them a picture of their MLS sheet, you say, hey, here's some changes I might recommend making. You text it to them. And then you talk to them about the home and find out they're a little bit further out. And then you call them in 3 months and give them a market update and tell them what their home is worth. And then you call them in the summer and let them know that you have an upcoming listing and just want to see if maybe that's something, because you know they were doing sell and then buy, could be a good fit. And then you send them more properties that they might be interested in. And then they finally say, hey, we actually have a baby on the way, we want to move right away. And you've been so persistent, Devin, that we want to work with an agent like that. But it took 18 months. And the mistake most agents make is just call it, let's just say there's 10 new expireds a day, there's 300 a month, there's 3,600 in a year, and then there's all the years past, and you have to reach out to every single one of them 10 times to really get a hold of them, we've already discovered. That's 36 outbound dials, and you haven't done any follow-up yet. What I would recommend is choose an area, a small niche, maybe one specific neighborhood or one larger neighborhood like Kapolei, Makakilo, Aina Haina, and every single expired, just target that. And just be on the phone with them and follow up with them and build a relationship, because the mistake most people make is they treat this as a one time and done, and not, my goal is to build a relationship. That's it.
Yeah.
We're done. Good job, everybody.